In the age of convenience, where a few taps on a smartphone can summon a meal to your doorstep within minutes, there lurks a darker side to the world of food delivery. Beneath the veneer of efficiency and ease lies a realm of chilling encounters and unsettling experiences that defy explanation. Here, we unveil 3 bone-chilling true stories of horror that unfolded during routine food deliveries, leaving both customers and delivery drivers shaken to their core. Today, we will talk about 3 creepy true food delivery horror stories. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. The Midnight Delivery. It was a quiet night like any other, with the city streets bathed in the soft glow of streetlights and the hum of traffic echoing in the distance. For Sarah, a college student burning the midnight oil to meet a looming deadline, ordering food delivery seemed like the perfect solution to stave off hunger and exhaustion. As the clock struck midnight, there was a knock at the door, signaling the arrival of her eagerly awaited meal. But when Sarah swung open the door, she was met not by the familiar face of her delivery driver, but by a chilling sight that sent her heart racing with fear. Standing on her doorstep was a figure cloaked in darkness, their face obscured by a hooded cloak that billowed in the night breeze. With trembling hands, Sarah accepted the bag of food, eager to retreat back into the safety of her apartment. But as she closed the door behind her, she couldn't shake the feeling of unease that settled like a lead weight in the pit of her stomach. And when she opened the bag to reveal its contents, she recoiled in horror at the sight of something far more sinister than the meal she had ordered. As Sarah cautiously peered into the bag, her heart hammered in her chest, dread pooling in the pit of her stomach. Instead of the warm aroma of her favorite takeout, a foul stench wafted from the bag, mingling with the acrid scent of decay. Inside, she found not the promised feast, but a collection of rotting food, teemy with maggots and swarmy with flies. Terrified and nauseated, Sarah slammed the bag shut and stumbled backward, her mind reeling with disbelief and horror. What had started as a simple craving for a late-night snack had turned into a nightmare beyond her worst fears. Trembling, she reached for her phone, intent on reporting the horrifying discovery to the food delivery service, only to find that her phone had mysteriously gone dead, its screen black and lifeless. Alone and vulnerable, Sarah knew she had to get out of the apartment, away from the putrid stench that seemed to cling to her skin like a foul miasma. With trembling hands, she fumbled for her keys, her heart racing with panic as she struggled to unlock the door. But when she finally managed to open it, she was met not by the empty hallway she had expected, but by a swirling vortex of darkness that seemed to engulf her whole. 2. The Disappearing Delivery Driver. For Tom, a busy professional juggling work and family responsibilities, ordering food delivery was a convenient way to feed his hungry family without the hassle of cooking. But one fateful night, his routine delivery took a sinister turn that would haunt him for years to come. As Tom eagerly awaited the arrival of his family's dinner, he received a notification on his phone alerting him that his delivery had arrived. But when he opened the door to greet the delivery driver, he was met with an empty doorstep and an eerie silence that hung heavy in the air. Confused and unnerved, Tom scanned the street for any sign of the missing delivery driver, but there was no one to be seen. With a sinking feeling in the pit of his stomach, he retreated back into his house, the sense of unease gnawing at him like a persistent itch. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks turned into months, Tom couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. And when he learned of the mysterious disappearances plaguing the city's food delivery drivers, he couldn't help but wonder if he had narrowly escaped a fate far worse than he could have imagined. For weeks after the incident, Tom was haunted by nightmares of shadowy figures lurking in the darkness, their eyes gleaming with malevolent intent. He became increasingly paranoid, convinced that he was being watched and followed wherever he went. His once peaceful nights were now plagued by restless sleep and haunting visions of the missing delivery driver, their fate unknown and their presence lingering like a specter in his mind. Desperate for answers, Tom began to investigate the mysterious disappearances, scouring the internet for any information that might shed light on what had happened to the missing delivery drivers. But the more he searched, the deeper he delved into a dark and twisted world of conspiracy and cover-up, where nothing was as it seemed and danger lurked around every corner. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks turned into months, Tom's obsession with the missing delivery driver consumed him. driving him to the brink of madness as he pursued the truth at any cost. But when he finally uncovered the horrifying truth behind the disappearances, he realized that some secrets were better left buried, and that the darkness that lurked in the shadows was far more terrifying than he could have ever imagined. 3. The Haunted House Delivery. In a quaint suburban neighborhood nestled among tree-lined streets and manicured lawns, lay a house with a dark and sinister reputation. Known to locals as the Haunted House, it had long been rumored to be the site of paranormal activity and unexplained phenomena. But for Emily, a delivery driver tasked with delivering food to the house's unsuspecting residents, the rumors seemed like nothing more than idle gossip. That is, until she found herself standing on the doorstep of the infamous house, her heart pounding in her chest as she prepared to make the delivery. As Emily approached the front door, she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, the hairs on the back of her neck standing on end as a chill ran down her spine. With trembling hands, she rang the doorbell, half expecting the house to swallow her whole in a cloud of darkness and despair. But when the door swung open, Emily was met not by the eerie silence of a haunted house, but by the warm smile of the house's owner, who greeted her with gratitude and relief. And as she made her way back to her car, Emily couldn't help but wonder if the rumors of the haunted house were nothing more than urban legend, or if there was something far more sinister lurking in the shadows. Despite her best efforts to shake off the feeling of unease, Emily couldn't escape the sense of foreboding that lingered in the air like a thick fog. As she made her way back to her car, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched, the hairs on the back of her neck standing on end as a chill ran down her spine. But as Emily drove away from the haunted house, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. Images of the house's dark and shadowy interior danced through her mind, their twisted forms etched into her memory like a nightmare she couldn't escape. And as she lay awake in bed that night, the echoes of the haunted house's eerie silence still ringing in her ears, Emily couldn't help but wonder if the rumors were true, and if there was something far more sinister lurking within its walls than she had ever dared to imagine. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the button to subscribe.